Welcome to Supplier Spot Spotlight, the podcast where we shine a light on the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Join us as we chat with suppliers, park owners, and staff, uncovering insights, strategies, and stories that will elevate your outdoor experience. Get ready for inspiration and innovation in every episode.
Oh, hey everybody. I'm here for the second one today. It's the Tuesday before Thanksgiving 2024. I'm very excited to have Braden Murphy here with me. He's with Clearview Merchant, or what is it? Clearview Merchant Credit Card Processing or Merchant Processing, or what's the full, I know it's Clearview, but what's the full name of the company?
No, all the above. You can
Oh,
call us all those things. As long as you hit on Clearview, that is the name, but Clearview Merchant Consulting.
okay, I knew the MC was in there, so I couldn't remember if it was credit card processing or what.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he's over with Clearview. So Braden, thanks so much for taking time out of your busy day to talk with me and be on the spotlight here. I got to meet some of you at the Ojai this past couple weeks. Very cool group of guys. You guys got working with you. I'm excited that you guys are on Supplier Spot. I know I think I reached out through like LinkedIn or something, said, hey, I got this website I think you guys would do great on, because I talk to park owners constantly about their merchant processing. As you guys know, I used to work for a previous, and I always say this on almost every spotlight, I worked for a previous software reservation company. So I was in the wheelhouse of merchant processors and what are the best rates we can get and what systems are you integrated with. But before we get into all that, I want to talk a little bit about Supplier Spot. And Braden, tell me a little bit about what you think about Supplier Spot. As you know, I just launched it this year. I haven't got a full year under my belt yet with it, but I've been building it up to try to make it the best thing possible for this industry. So tell me about what you think about it.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, we do really appreciate you having us on to be able to talk about Clearview. But when it comes to Supplier Spot, it seems like it's a pretty well established platform already. So, I mean, good on you, man. Within 1 year, you've gotten this much progress going. In regards to what value Supplier Spots seems to provide, it just seems like something that is extremely important to RV park owners, ones that are like seasoned and are from a technology standpoint wondering, what they could be doing better, what functionalities are they missing out on, and it's kind of a one-stop shop from like even like a educational and a communication standpoint of being able to find, reliable vendors that are specifically tailored towards this industry, where they're not like just Googling like, oh, for our instance, like payment processing, because they need to accept credit card payments and ACH and whatnot from like an e-commerce standpoint. And then they just find somebody random to maybe that can plug in or connect, and it doesn't really work out well. And they're getting flagged for things of that nature. So like stuff like that, it's preventative, right? Where it's like, hey, here's your list of reliable sources that we've been able to kind of filter through, as you know, from both ends, working on the software side and then now and the marketing side, and then now coming and starting the podcast with Supplier Spot. Like you kind of know, you have that established filter of like, hey, what companies should I be talking to reveal them to the industry.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm trying to work on, just to make sure that I have something that's easy for people. Like you already said, it's put it into this exact format just for those park owners. And as you probably have learned too, of all the park owners you've been talking to with this campground industry, a lot of them are, third, fourth generations that are just now coming in. They're really tech savvy, but yet their parents are still involved with the companies. So they're like trying to figure out, okay, because their parents are like, well, let's just go and look in the magazine or the newspaper for something. Yeah. And they're like, God, Dad, come on. We can go to the Supplier Spot and it's got all the vendors that I just saw at the show last weekend on there. We can just go there and find them. So, like, for example, all I did is I came right up here to Supplier Spot, typed in Clearview, and right there you come up as Clearview Financial Services, because I know you guys do a lot more than just the actual credit card processing. You're more of a financial service and all the merchant accounts and stuff. So yeah, thanks for all that feedback about that. I really do appreciate it. But yeah, so let's talk about Clearview. I mean, this is great that I see these people here. I think I met, I don't know if I met all of them, but I met a few of those. So great group of people right here. So That's what I really like about you guys. When I was talking to you and a few of your staff members, and we have a couple of them backstage right now as well, that you guys are just very personable type people. And I think in this industry, that's what those park owners need. Because what I learned when I was with the software company is it takes like 3 or 4 times for those park owners to see you or talk to you to make sure that
Mm,
you are a good fit for them. Because most of these parks, especially these mom and pops, it's their bread and butter for like the last 40 to 50 years. So opening up
yeah.
their doors to you is kind of hard to get into. So that's what I like about when I was talking to you guys. And I even stepped back and watched a little bit of conversation when a few park owners came over to the booth and talked to them. And I can just see you're very personable with this. So let's talk about Clearview now. Let's see what this is all about. So how did it get started? How'd you get started with it? And let's just go into what it's all about.
Yeah, and so I am a part of the Clearview team. So our humble and faithful leader Noah Logger started Clearview a
This
number
guy
of
right here,
years
right?
ago.
Is it this guy right here?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
right there. Yeah, you've
yeah, I
got
met
it
that guy.
spot on.
I
And
met that
so
guy, but when I saw him though, he had a cowboy hat on, so I was like, "Hey, is that
it's
Ohio?"
hard to recognize. I'm the guy in the middle who
Yeah,
had a clean shaven face at
yeah.
the time with a cowboy
There
hat.
you go.
By the way,
With a
everyone,
cowboy hat.
that's me right there. But
Yeah, so it's almost like you guys are
no.
flip flop between this interview and this picture. So
No, you're not wrong, but he's been in the merchant services industry for quite some time, a little over a decade or so, and then he saw a need within the vertical of hospitality in general, from an e-commerce standpoint of needing quality merchant services,
Mhm.
and for the RV park and resort industry, we seen that a same solution that we can provide there as well. And so within the last, 5 years or so, Clearview's been tailored towards, the RV park and resort style industry when it comes to providing merchant services.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm just scrolling through on your website right now. There's cool stuff about eliminating and processing fees or reverse my fees. I saw up here
Hmm.
about your payment solutions that you mentioned. So yeah, I mean, have you guys always been in like the? Are you guys focusing just on the RV park and campground, or you just have a well-rounded group of clients out there?
Yeah, well, in general, hospitality in general, because as you can imagine, a lot of hospitality or management companies like property management companies or RV park management companies. In the
Mhm.
RV parks, there's a different, a couple different caveats because they are like the business owners a lot of times. But from like
Mhm.
a banking standpoint, they're considered high risk, right?
Yeah.
And so what Clearview allows, from being specifically tailored towards the hospitality industry, is the relationships that we have with our specific underwriting and issuing banks and fraud
Mhm.
detection and risk department, things of that nature. We represent your business and propose it from a banking standpoint is just like normal because it is, right? And we understand that there's going to be a fluctuation in volume. There's going to be high and low ticket items, when it comes to people coming and staying, because some people stay for like a week and it might be a couple $100, and some
Mhm.
people stay for a month and it might be a couple $1,000,
Yeah.
depending on the amenities and whatnot is provided. And so the way we present your business on the back end, is what is most helpful when it comes to the tailored ship that we have. It's not just like us marketing towards the industry by any means. It kind of goes a little further than that.
Yeah. Yeah, this is a great group of people I see right here. I know Paula, she's backstage right now. So I told her, hey, if there's anything he's not hitting on, Paula, you're probably one of the most important people here because I'm just a marketing person myself. So I know what it takes
Sounds a
to
little
market and
biased,
all
but
the analytics. No, I'm very biased. I'll be 100% honest. I mean, that's what I've been doing my whole life. So, but
yeah.
yeah, so yeah, Paula's been great to work with. And here, Alvaro, we got Alvaro backstage as well. So monitoring these chats if you guys want Braden to talk about anything. But yeah, like I said, that's what I said the first time I met with you guys. I don't know if I met Jocelyn. I don't think I have met her yet or not. But anyway, so where I'm going with this is this group of people. That's what I like so much about you guys is this is you. This is them. You're not just getting
Hmm.
one person that's standing at a trade show booth and you get their business card. Next thing you know, you're talking to 4 or 5 different people out there about these merchant processing fees and all this other
Yeah.
stuff. So it's not like a handoff. And that's what I'm big about. That's what I've always been big about. And that's why I like to stay in this industry is I like making those connections and those network with people because, like I said, it's these park owners' babies. It's their bread and butter. They're like they
Hmm.
want to work with people they know. So, but yeah, this
Yeah,
is
that's a cool. That's it. Definitely understanding. just kind of the nature of the industry, like what you're mentioning is like, these campgrounds have been around, long before, the technology was involved with it,
Mhm.
right? And so when you're saying, you got to talk to campground owners, 4 or 5 times before, yeah, it's
Yeah.
because, and rightfully so,
Yeah.
like they're, from a financial standpoint or operational standpoint, they want to know that, you have their back, like you have their best interest in mind. And that's something that Clearview does do our absolute best. Is kind of on the forefront of what we like to provide, is that more of a relational value when it comes
Mhm.
to hands-on account management.
Yeah.
I'm, from front end to back end, any accounts that I onboard, when we, figure out the exact tech stack and the way that they need to accept payments and how we need to integrate, and we work together throughout that entire process. And then I'm their account manager on the back end. So
Yeah.
all payment related needs and or questions, they have my direct line. And if I, for whatever reason, go AWOL, they have access to the entire team.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Let's,
not
let's
it's
hope that
not
doesn't
just
happen,
me.
Trader. We don't need you going AWOL. So.
No, 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 most definitely won't. But just in the case of the matter, I guess peace of mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd be
Yeah,
the
it
last
is.
one to be able to do that. But
But the best thing I
I
always say when I was
completely
working for
understand.
the one thing I always said when I was working for an organization is if I win the lottery, I'm not coming back tomorrow. Just so you guys know. All right. So I have a team that'll take over. So that's
Yeah,
always been my thing. I used to say if I got hit by a bus, but that's kind of a negative way. So, anyways,
yeah.
sorry, I
Everyone's
know
like,
you're
"Ooh,
laughing.
what?" Yeah, the
But I
lottery.
always say if I win the lottery, no,
That's a
yeah,
fun one.
yeah. But
Yeah, no,
go
and
ahead.
that's, yeah. I mean, as Clearview grows, we want to stay committed to providing that relational value, and so we
Yeah.
grow alongside the needs of the industries in which we service. It's not
Mhm.
really about Clearview's growth, because we can only grow if our merchants do, right?
Yep.
And we're only going to grow when it comes to the amount of trust that's involved with the industry and making a name for ourselves. Be like, hey, you know what? This is who I use as my payment processor. You should give these guys a call,
Mhm.
and gals, full
Yep.
team. You should give these guys a call and just see what they have going on and see how they can help you, because they've done really right by me. And that is quite literally what we want to establish as a company as far as the
Yeah.
Clearview name.
Yeah. I was trying to find where I was. I saw it earlier, but somewhere on here. Oh, that's cool. How my mouse is doing that. That's pretty sweet. Oh, sorry, I got distracted. I
This
was
is
like,
a nice
squirrel.
feature. I don't spend much time on our website.
I know. I'm like, this is fun. I mean, I can just do this for hours now.
Yeah,
I don't know
it
if you ever,
makes
if you're a big Office fan. I know people know that I am by my background or not. But this reminds me of the. I see. I'm getting segued here. I'm getting off topic. But anyways, there's a scene where they're watching the DVD bounce from the corner of the TV. Anyways, but
oh, and it hits the corner,
yeah. So
and
yeah. So you know
everyone's
what I'm
like,
talking about. Then have you
"Wah!"
seen that episode? Yeah. So that's what I was thinking about just now. I'm like, oh, what if I get that right in the corner? So, anyways,
Yeah, I don't
I
know if we
digress.
can or not. I'll have to go mess with it.
No, so I know I saw spot on here, but you guys integrate with PMS, and which is our park management software, park management systems, however you want to word it. So you guys will integrate with PMSs out there to make it more of a
Hmm.
simple process for parks who already have a PMS in
Yeah,
place.
yeah, and a lot of times, for the most part, for the majority, we have the ability to integrate already with
Mhm.
most of like your big name softwares, management softwares out there,
Yeah.
and are in current, communication and talks of direct partnerships with uh, some of the newer ones,
Mhm.
or older ones, whichever, however they want to go about from their software standpoint. Like the PMS themselves integration, because our integrations, we have open abilities. So it's like
Mhm.
however we need to connect, we can connect. Right? We can use multiple different payment gateways, which is the communication line between the PMS and your payment processor.
Mhm.
So it really is client facing in
Yeah.
that regard as well, which is like everything we try to do. We try to make sure it's client facing. It's not about anything that we need on our back end. It's about supporting every single item that they need, and then we get paid however we get paid.
Yeah. Yeah, and one of the big things I always had a conversation when I was talking with park owners out there about processing systems, especially with the software. We always talked about the reservation fee that was how us software companies have to make money, which
Hmm.
is always a fun conversation to have, especially with those what I like to refer to, some people call them old school. I just call them veteran campground owners out there,
Oh,
where
I like that.
they would fight tooth and nail about, why should I pay you a reservation fee
Hmm.
for my campers to book a site? And we're trying to explain, because we have a software that is
Yeah.
managing it for you, and it's not free to run these software. So
Right.
so where I'm going with this whole story is the direct cost passing. You know, we always said you can always put that fee back onto it. Nowadays, people are used to paying that processing fee. You know, like if you
Hmm.
wanted to book your a ticket to a movie right now, and you didn't want to have to go to the box, buy the ticket, you just want to have it on your phone,
Yeah.
show up, you're going to pay a processing fee for that convenience.
Right.
So I think it's great that you guys are able to integrate the direct cost passing, saying that your
Hmm.
consumer, in this instant, the camper, they're going to pay that convenience fee to know that they could be driving down the road, and the wife in the passenger seat's like, hey, I found this campground, I'm booking it right now. And there's that little processing fee, and all they do is
Yeah.
roll up into their site. So
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Absolutely.
So
Yeah, and they have their credit card right there, and they just want
yeah,
to type in the information, or Google Pay or Apple Pay, where it's like click click, and like, okay, we're booked. Yeah,
exactly.
and
Yeah.
it is more of a convenience base, and from an e-commerce standpoint, there is a matter of like compliancy
Yeah.
that needs to take place when you are passing on the fee to the
Yep.
consumer. And luckily, Clearview, knowing the needs of the industry, we can provide that model in a fully compliant way, and that's
Yeah.
compliant with Visa, Mastercard rules and regulations, Amex Blue, any state or federal rules and regulations. When it comes to surcharging, we can help you out. And in that regards, we for the model to work um, on a transparency standpoint and from compliancy, you have to be able to accept like ACH
Yep.
wire transfers as well. And so
Well, for some
really
people who don't know
that's
what that is, what does that mean? That's like,
yeah, it's just a bank transfer. So it's
exactly,
just
it
like
goes directly
you're
from one
putting in,
account to your account.
yeah, yeah. It's like, and it'll take 2 to 3 days and whatnot, but it's like you type in your account and routing number, and then you're good to go from there. And so that's kind of the biggest pushback that you would get from a merchant not really understanding that, like, hey, like if they don't want to pay that convenience fee, they don't have to.
Mhm.
That's actually part of being a compliant pass through surcharge model, as we call it, the cash discount model, is that you have to be able to accept ACH wire transfers in the event that they want to avoid paying the processor fee, the consumer, that is.
Mhm.
And so it's one of those where it's like, well, I mean, they can avoid it very easily,
Yep.
and if and in that regard, they could set it, in their rental agreement that, like, hey, like you have to, you know, book, a week or so before, to be able to, for this booking to go through, to be able to pay for ACH, because on occasion usually does take about 2 to 3 business days
Yeah.
for that money to arrive from a wire transfer. So I
Yeah.
mean, all in all, it's like, with Clearview, when it comes to credit card processing fees, because like you said, it's like there's softwares and technology involved that it costs money,
Yep.
right? And so it has to be paid for, and then the people providing that services, they have to make a living as well, right? And so the processing fees on the back end, it's like you have a choice with Clearview. So you can pass them on to the consumer, or we can lower your rates on the back end. And
There you go.
Clearview doesn't have like a tiered pricing structure.
Yeah.
We offer a free analysis. So if you send us over, 6 to 12 months of your current merchant statements, we'll run a free analysis to give you a proposal with side by side comparison of exactly how much you would save, and we'll either lower your rates on a traditional model, or we can eliminate the fees altogether on our reverse model.
Yeah, that's awesome. I think what I love most about what you're telling me right now is the fact that you guys will just educate the end user and say, hey, this is
Mm,
the options you have. This is what we recommend. This is what you can do to prevent this from happening, and vice versa. So, but I have to
yeah.
go back to this one though. So, I'm back onto a supplier spot here, right on your guys' listing, Clearview here. So I go back and I saw this video, this YouTube video looks like on your website as well. You got it embedded on a few places, but I
Hmm.
just think it's awesome how they were able to take this type of a person and make almost an exact replica of what you look like, but in new format.
What's funny is like they had that before I was a part of the company.
Oh,
Because I remember
really? Oh,
watching
you should have
that. Yeah,
said that.
watching
I
that
thought this was
video.
made after you.
No, no, it's like
At
I'm not.
Clearview Merchant
Not that
Consulting,
I mean,
famous.
look,
we
that's a long
specialize in payment solutions for short-term rental.
No, anyways, but yeah, so people can jump on there
That's
and
hilarious.
watch, your video on right directly on Supplier
Yeah,
Spot.
me
That's
in
what I love
cartoon
about.
form.
There you go. Yeah. So it's funny. A few companies I used to work for in the past, they did caricatures for us. So like how you guys had all your pictures on their review. We had
Hmm.
caricatures of us. So it looked almost just like us, but in a
Well,
caricature
you
form.
saw, I mean, if you go to Clearview's website and it's like meet the team or where it lists
Yeah.
us. Like those are our AI models, of
Oh, yeah.
us when
Yeah.
it comes to our
Yeah.
entire team. We did that a while ago, where we had to send in like some
Yeah.
pictures. You see, that's like the GQ
Yeah.
version of the Clearview
I see
team.
it.
Now,
I see
I'd say most of the other these gentlemen, they look close enough like that. I
it.
really do not look like that in
No, at
person.
first I thought you were this guy that I watch on the Hallmark Channel this time of year on all the Christmas shows. You look almost exactly like the guy from the city that comes to the small town in Colorado and falls in love with. No, I'm just kidding.
The
I'm just making
typical.
stuff up now. So
Yeah, the
no, yeah.
typical.
No,
Yeah,
these are
everyone
cool.
loves
You
a
know,
good
I
hard
like it when
time.
they do stuff like this. That's how I am. Like when you go to Supplier Spot, you go right to About Us, and it's just a big old picture of me and my headshot. Because I want people to know I
Hmm.
am the person you're talking to. I am the person that's doing this website. I'm not
Yeah,
some guy that's out here just trying to make some money off of you. Even though eventually I would like to make money off this side, but more importantly, I get satisfaction knowing that I built something that people are using and they
yeah,
want to use. And be able to find people like you because my goals, I try to go to as many of the shows as possible. For one, I really enjoy getting out there. I'm a social butterfly. I float all over the
yeah.
place.
They are a
I
blast.
think my wife said it best. I decompress through social interactions. I was like, that's a really good statement for me. That's exactly what I
Okay.
do.
Yeah,
So I go and hang out and go to the bar and have some drinks with people and get to know them. Not just talking about Supplier Spot and stuff, but just getting to know them as a person. And in the last 3 years of being in this industry, I've met so many people that I now call friends. So when I see them out at these shows, it's not just a colleague that I see once a year. We keep in touch
yeah.
throughout the year now. So no, I think it's great what the whole team's built upon at Clearview. So, but yeah, is there anything else you want to touch base on about Clearview? I don't see Alvaro or Paula really mention anything, so I'm
In the chat.
assuming that's
No, I
something
mean
good that you
that
want
is
to hear, or they just don't want to say anything. I don't know. So,
I don't know. No, they're definitely not. I know for a fact them two are not afraid to express their
oh wait, hold
opinion.
on, we got something here. Somebody came in. Somebody said, "Oh, he says all good." All right, good for
Oh,
you.
good.
Yeah, you
I
guys
mean, it's
letting the guy
so
off too
perfect.
easy. Come on now, right? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's what I love about this program is how we can sit here. You can have your team on, but just conversation with you and I. And I'm just glad you guys were able to be on here. And like I said, meeting your team in person at Ojai was really awesome. So
Yeah,
um,
absolutely. And
good.
likewise, we're excited to see it. Some of the other ones we planned, all of next year,
Mhm.
working around our schedule to attend as many shows as possible because I think that part is just as important, like you're
Mhm.
mentioning, from a relational standpoint. It's like we like to have fun as well. It's like it's kind of a little bit of release and like at the beginning, like I just I'd rather be your friend than work with you anyway.
Yeah,
But if we can work together and I can provide a little bit of value to you, then oh gosh, well then that's just the cherry on top,
exactly.
right? And so that's what this is all about is taking care of the campground owners.
Yeah,
That's our main focus here. And we hope as time goes on, we'll grow alongside Supplier Spot. And yeah, I love what you're doing, man. We really appreciate you having us on, and looking forward to the next conversation.
yeah. And Paula's comment was just a bunch of smiley faces. So I guess that means you guys did
I
well.
guess they could just do no wrong in their light, apparently.
I had to turn my
Look
head
how great we
sideways
are, Bobby.
because she did the colon with the parentheses and has like multiple
Yes.
parentheses.
So
So yeah,
it's
no,
like
it's
it's like it's a big smile because it's got like quadruple chins.
exactly, yeah, yeah.
It's
That's,
one of
well,
the
that's what happens with me. Like I smile and I get like all these other chins. So I always try to do the Jessica Simpson look. She taught me to stick my chin out and
stick
down.
it out like this, especially on camera, because I
I
can
know,
I
right?
can perfect the angle. No one knows
Exactly. Yeah.
actually what I
Make sure
look
the
like.
light's hitting it just right so it doesn't show the shadows. But
Oh
no,
gosh.
so good. Thanks again, Brady, for being on with me. I really do appreciate it. Again, my goal with these spotlights is to have fun while we're talking, but more importantly, get the information out to your audience. And that's what I do. So I know you said you're probably planning on going to some of these shows. I don't know if you guys are
Hmm.
going to COE next week. That's always a big one. So if you guys have never been to that one, I highly recommend it. It's a good one. I don't know if it's probably too short notice now, but a really good one that's coming out for the first year. I think I talked a little bit about with your guys at Ojai is the Campground Summit Solutions or Campground Solutions Summit West, CSSW.
Hmm.
That one's in Reno, and it's the first one. I've been
Yeah.
working with Diana on that one. She's the
Yeah. Yeah. I think you made the
executive director of
introduction.
California. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. I think I did. I think I
And you know what's funny enough is like for us to like, for what we're how we're figuring out where we're gonna go,
Mhm.
like expo and event wise, is we're using Supplier
There
Spot.
you go.
I just sent a link to your page that shows all the shows,
Yeah.
and I'm like, yeah, here I sent it to Paola,
Yeah.
and was like, here, these are all the shows that we should attend next year.
So this whole
Just
time I've
kind
been saying Paula and it's Paola. God, what are you killing me, Braden?
It's
Damn
okay.
it.
I accidentally did it for like the first week that we got to spend time together in person, and she she understands.
I hope so. She said, "Ha ha ha." Yeah, like what you were just saying, you go right up Supplier Spot. This was an idea that came to me from just talking with another supplier out there. Like, hey, have you ever thought about putting like all of the association conferences and
Yeah,
stuff on your website? I was like, this is awesome. So I found a
it
plugin that I
makes it
use
so
for
much more
building it,
seamless.
and if there's any other ones that you know of, like specific to your industry, let me know. Just click here on Submit Event. And then fill that form out, and I'll throw it on here. And what I love about this is the fact that this platform I'm using is if you want more information, you just click on it. When you click on this, it takes you right to their landing page. You can add it right to your calendar, whatever type of a calendar you use. Gives you the location, and right here you click more information, and it'll jump you right over to their website where you
Uh,
do the whole registration fee or registration paperwork and stuff, and more convention info.
so you're telling
So
me with all that convenience that you provide, and you're not charging anyone a convenience fee?
not yet. No, not yet. It's funny you said that. Um,
No, I'm
no,
just
my
messing.
goal right now is to get something that works because
Yeah,
I've been in tech industry for 20 plus years. I really dated myself. I hated it when somebody would be like, "Hey, I got this new thing. Pay me $20 to be on it." I'm like, how are you going to prove that to me? What is this $20 a
yeah,
month going to do? Or, I'm just throwing that number out there. That's not what I'm saying I'm doing, but I want something that I can show people because I'm big with Google Analytics. I always have I got 3 monitors right here. So I have my analytics up here that I monitor. Then of course I work on this monitor when I'm doing stuff, but my goal is to get it built up and say, okay, I can now show you data that shows that this is working just by myself going out to these shows and doing my email marketing and social media campaigns and these spotlights. I'm doing all these spotlights
yeah,
for free to help promote people because I want a website that works. And if it doesn't
yeah.
work, I'll just squash it and move on. So
Supplier Spot and Clearview align in that matter as well. It's like we want to earn it.
yeah,
We want to earn their trust, and we want to show that to you
yeah.
um, by working together.
Yep, and I'm sure you probably have the same type of stuff I have. I got a lot of well, I shouldn't say a lot. I'm actually kind of surprised. There's few naysayers out there about what I'm doing here with Supplier Spot, and a lot of them I think again is just going back to that whole veterans or old school mentality of like this is
Mm.
my sandbox. I don't want you playing in it. You know what I mean? So,
It's not very
but
growth
yeah,
mentality isn't
exactly.
involved there
But
whatsoever.
what I always say is, hey, you're missing out on something great. So to each their own, and I'm not
Yeah.
going anywhere. So I keep hitting my desk. And it's like shaking my camera. So,
Know your worth, Bobby. Know your worth.
yeah, right. There you go. No, Brad, I do really appreciate it. And Alvaro.
Hmm.
Can't remember which
Hmm.
one it is. One of them. Thank you again for setting this all up. Or he says Shaib. Sorry, Shaib. Is Alvaro the last name then? Am I messing that up?
His middle name.
Oh man, all right. Well, Shaib, sorry about that. Thanks for setting this all up and all the questions you asked for me and Paola. Sorry, I
Yeah,
messed that one
Paola.
up again too. Paola, thank you for being part of this. And know I'm always here for a resource. If you have any questions about this stuff, just let me know. And if you want to know more about these shows that I have that are coming up, that if you want my insight on them, I'll always be honest with you from a personal opinion, and I will definitely get you guys plugged out there. To people who are looking for merchant processors. So.
Sweet.
Cool.
Bobby, we really appreciate it. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Well, thanks for being on again, and thanks for everybody who's watching. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep.
See ya.
Thanks for tuning in to Supplier Spot Spotlight. Keep shining bright in the RV, park, and campground outdoor hospitality industry. Stay tuned for more illuminating conversations with industry experts. Until next time, enjoy the great outdoors.